Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Taylor Magnus with Socket Consulting, and in this video, we'll be discussing the rate tables used within Sage Intacct for time material related billing. So what are rate tables? Well, within Sage Intacct, we can use rate tables to price billable cost transactions when generating invoices for project contracts. When generating those invoices, you can mark up cost amounts based on criteria laid out in the rate table assigned to each project contract line. So what kind of costs can we mark up? Well, within the generate invoices functionality, you can mark up timesheet and payroll related costs coming in through the purchasing and AP modules, credit card transactions, employee expenses, and even GL journal entries if required. So how does it work? Well, the system will look to the rate tables assigned to the contract lines for the expense type in question. Billable entries assigned to a contract line use the default rate table assigned to the contract line unless you specify an override rate for the entry. When generating invoices as shown here, Intacct evaluates the billable expense against the rate table rows to find the most appropriate match. Here, we can see the rate table this expense line is pulling from. So where can we find the rate tables? To access rate tables, we'll go to Jobs, Setup, Rate Tables. In general, you can set up as many rate tables as you need. You can have standard rate tables to apply across multiple jobs or contracts, or you can have rate tables specific to a project or customer. This allows us a great deal of flexibility and ease when setting up new projects. We can click on Edit to revise an existing rate table, or you can click on Add to add a new rate table. Let's review an existing rate table. We'll use our prevailing wage table for our Washington Public Works jobs. As you look across the rows in the rate table, you'll see we have various configuration options on how to mark up those billable costs. The section shown shows our table for time entries, but as I scroll down, you'll see other sections I mentioned previously, such as purchasing and AP. With AP as an example, if there are costs coming in from AP directly, we can assign things like percent markup on standard cost codes. Similarly, for timesheet entries, we can designate labor rates for different time types, such as regular or overtime, or even rates for specific unions. As you can see here, you could mark up one employee position, trade, class by one amount and mark up another set of criteria by another rate. In this example, we have for this master carpenter, regular labor is billed out at $70, overtime labor is billed out at $105, and if I scroll down, we actually have a catch-all billed out at $60 for anything not matching any of our criteria. Additionally, you're not limited to the columns shown by default. Click on Show Details, and you can see there are additional dimensions and criteria available. As you scroll down, and as I mentioned previously, we can set up rate tables by module. In this scenario, for purchasing, we can see that anything coded to equipment or equipment rental is marked up at 25%, and a catch-all with a default markup of 20%. And again, going into Show Details, we could set further criteria. For example, we could say anything coded to equipment, but from a particular vendor, will actually mark up that at only 18%. As we scroll down, you can see the configuration for costs coming in through other modules is all set up in a similar fashion. It's also worth noting, if there are some items you just pass through at cost, you can simply establish a 0% markup. As you can see, rate tables allow for a great deal of flexibility and allow for a more streamlined billing process. Thank you for watching, and as always, please reach out if you have any additional questions about rate tables or anything else having to do with Sage Intacct.